Hello all. So in this video, we will try to understand the two recent disasters which have taken place in the country. One in the Western Ghats, another in the Himalayas, both being the ecologically fragile regions of the country, and why these disasters are commonly referred to as man-made disasters. So let us begin. So first, as we know, after 2008 worst flooding which Kerala witnessed in 2018, so year on year there is an increase or repeated incidents taking place such as flooding and landslides in Kerala, especially in the Western Ghats region. So this year also, Kerala is facing nature's fury as we are witnessing it. So there are two broad reasons. One is natural and man-made. So first, coming to natural reasons in Kerala, as we know, there is incessant rainfall. So continuous rainfall over a short period of time has led to swelling of rivers and riverine flooding, which has caused landslides in the region. As we know, Kerala and the Western Ghats region are mostly hilly, so their topography makes them very much prone to such landslides. Apart from it, recently because of the recent phenomenon of global warming and climate change, climate scientists are warning that there has been a shift in rainfall pattern in the state. So extreme rainfall events, it has become a norm in Kerala. It is no more an exception. So natural catastrophe has become a rule rather than exception in the state. So this we must acknowledge because from 2018 till 2021, we are seeing these incidents continuously 4 years in a row. So extreme rainfall events have become a norm. It's no more an exception. And these aggravated rain conditions, especially this year, is said to be because of the occurrences of cloudbursts and the cyclonic conditions in Arabian Sea. So, as we know, the frequency of cyclonic circulations over the Arabian Sea has increased recently. So, that is why we are witnessing increased number of cyclones in the Arabian Sea region when compared to the Bay of Bengal region. Apart from that, this monsoon season has given ample evidence of extreme weather events, such as, for instance, normally the southwest monsoon in Kerala, it begins from 1st of June and ends by September the 30th. But this year, as we are witnessing it, the thunder showers and strong winds are expected to continue till October the 21st. So almost the monsoon, we can say, has extended, and the extreme rainfall has also continued in the latter part of the monsoon season. So this is obviously unnatural, and these are such growing evidences of climate change, and this has disrupted the rhythm of the monsoon season. But from it, certain man-made causes are the developmental paradigm which we are following, such as the illegal mining excavations which we are doing, the stone quarrying, the mushrooming of high-rise structures, and illegal forest land acquisition, and commonly the reason of deforestation, road construction in such regions, and other broad land use changes which are taking place, has led to the increase in vulnerabilities of such areas during the episodes of such heavy rainfall which Kerala is currently witnessing. And these extreme weather events are, although caused by climate change, we can acknowledge, but their impact gets magnified because of human interventions and human induced land use changes which we are seeing. And these put extreme pressure on the nature all over the hill ranges. So overall, if you have to put it in one single keyword, it can be called unsustainable developmental paradigm which we are currently following. So that is why such disasters are called man-made disasters. Overall, the impact remains the same. There will be loss of lives, damage to property, houses, roads, and other constructions being washed away, and also we can see crop damages due to flooding of agricultural fields, etc. Apart from it, the post disaster induced disease patterns also continue. Kerala already being affected by COVID and Nipah. So these are the overall context in which Kerala is operating. But did we have any warning signs? So if you consider the history of the region, so we know that there is Madhav Gadgil Committee, Western Ghats Ecology Experts Panel. So if the recommendations of Madhav Gadgil Committee had been implemented by such states, especially the states in the Western Ghats region, the six states, damage could have been avoided, is what our experts' opinion. And then in 2011, the Madhav Gadgil Committee recommended that roughly 1,30,000 square kilometer stretch, which is spanning from Gujarat till Kerala, this had to be declared as an environmentally sensitive zone. So it made several other recommendations apart from it, calling to stop the damage which is being inflicted on the environment. But none of the six states agreed with the recommendations of Madhav Gadgil Committee. So And then Kerala in particular, it objected to the report's recommendations of banning of mining activities and the restriction on construction activities and hydroelectric projects. It's largely because of the current developmental paradigm which we are living in. So